that hot tub. Gonna get you hot. I'm gonna make it wet. Say hot tub. Rubber dub in the hot tub. Rubber dub with me. Shake in the hot tub.
Yeah.
Really make me sweat.
Yeah.
Shake in the hot tub.
Yeah.
Really make me wet.
Yeah. Well. I am PO'd. Good song, by the way. I'm trying to find this.
To a wonderful story.
Yeah, I'm trying to find this thing. It go to. Oh my God, I cannot find it. Anyway, I had something on Hugh Freeze. I was going to use it Auburn update, and having a hard time locating it right now.
Look who's in the studio today.
Yeah, Brian's back in town. Looks good.
That's right.
Well, of course I do.
Of course, he was in here Monday.
And I know you have to look really hard because it says Mississippi State National Champions on the shirt. They didn't make these very often, once every 140 years or so.
Can you see that from where you're at?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to
I'm wearing
make
glasses.
It out. I finally see the M and the S.
Right.
Man, I'm getting
Have you ever
blind.
listened to Alzheimer's on the radio?
Yeah, I know
It's just happening right
Well,
before our
Mr.
eyes.
Technology over here trying to find something on the phone.
I know. Anyway, I think I found it. Let me see. Oh, I did find it. We'll have this later today.
Oh, Lord.
Real quick. We got to split up the Auburn and Florida State update, so we'll do real quick. I got this little segment.
Sure.
And then we'll do FSU.
It's your show, whatever you want, buddy.
Michigan Eddie doesn't seem to understand that. He just walks in, does what he wants.
I know. I didn't know if he was a new guest on there every week or what.
Hey, well,
See what happens when I go out of town.
I know.
It falls apart, man.
Yeah, it does.
Falls apart.
Goes to the heck in a handbasket, doesn't it?
Hey, a question for all you guys.
Yes.
You might,
Oh.
Wildcat, you join in too if you've heard. Do you realize they have found 2 dead bodies on Panama City Beach within 7 days?
I heard about the one over by Saltwater. I never heard any more about it. I didn't know there was another one.
Yeah,
One in
Oh, wow.
Callaway, and then
No, this is on Panama City Beach.
on Panama City Beach.
Yeah,
I mean,
2.
look what happens when Glenn gets upset. I'm just saying.
Hey, watch it, though.
I did get a call about that he had the gun on Tuesday at a certain time.
No.
No, that's scary, man.
I did not
Two
cross
people.
that bridge. I have
Yeah, that's how you know that wasn't you. It's on our side of the bridge.
That's right.
New wild herring. Wasn't wild herring? I don't think it was wild herring.
Yeah,
It was something higher.
wow.
It's right
Okay,
there in
yeah.
the entrance to Wild Herring.
Yeah,
Wow.
back off
Well,
the
white
road.
herring, blue herring, whatever it's called.
That's a little town like this. 2 bodies found within a week. That's weird.
I know it.
That my antenna went up on that, as Gene Stallings would say.
Remember that old show, City Confidential?
Yeah.
Look out. Here we go.
Hey, man, I tell you what.
Ooh, okay.
It's scary out there.
Let's get into that.
No, that's not. They'll end up with being 3, 4, 5.
You notice I never think bad about the Clintons. I never mention anything bad about them. I might say it's bad about other people, but not them.
That's right.
So they call it Arkansas.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's right. Yeah, if you want to get the City Confidential, you tell something on me, I got stuff on you too. So just how that goes. And the mayor's got stuff on all of us. So you know.
We were talking yesterday, and today, baseball season's over, so we won't have our baseball coaches on until maybe the summertime. We'll get up with a couple of them. But we got a caller?
Yeah.
Let's take this call. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. I wanted to talk the English language with you this morning. It's one of my 3 foreign languages I've mastered, including Spanglish and cussing.
Yeah.
Cussing.
But
You're going to say, gentlemen, what show did you call?
well, I knew you were there, Brian.
Well,
That's why I
there you
did
go.
that. I mean, you got
Appreciate
the Vanderbilt connections. Come
That's
on
true.
now.
That's true.
And
We got
MIT.
to make
By the
Brian
way,
feel
I'm
good
scared
because
of
he keeps
MIT
leaving.
coming to the Hill this weekend, and should be, because Arkansas cannot score more than 4 runs in a game hardly against SEC opponents.
Yeah.
But we got a great pitcher, Hagen Smith. That's a win right there usually.
That's true.
When he pitches the first game. I don't know if y'all have looked into that young man, but I mean, he strikes out about 2 per inning.
Crazy.
That's pretty good.
He's awesome. Yeah, he's good. But if I was a licensed attorney, let's go back in time to when I was, would it be right to call me a fixer?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you've been called
Even
worse.
a doctor.
Among other things.
Yeah, doctor's
I know
called a
that.
fixer.
I'm talking about on the news,
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And if I held the highest office in the land, would it be, formerly, like, do you call Jimmy Carter?
No,
you call him?
I called him something else, but it wasn't.
Well, I know I didn't want to bring up. Hey, the nicest guy who was ever president. If you want a nice guy president, just get one that'll pay billions of hostage loot and stuff like that.
Right, right.
He is Southern Baptist and he's from Plains. Which all that means to me is like. Well, it don't mean nothing.
I like
anyway, I don't get too political.
I like the Billy Beer better than I liked him. So,
hey, Billy would have been who would you want in a wartime situation?
Billy
Carter or Jimmy Carter?
Billy.
I'd rather have Billy.
Yeah.
I mean, smoked Pall Mall cigarettes and drink beer, and he threw his cans away too.
There you go. Not
He's a
just
great guy.
all over the highway.
Him and Glenn hung out together a lot.
No, he didn't. He said that's a redneck. He said a good old boy is the one that puts them in the back of his truck and throws them away when he gets to the gas station, which he owned,
Right, but you have to fold them up, throw them back there, they'll fly out.
That's right.
That's true. That's what I thought when he said that, because I got a lot of experience at that. But anyway, so
Wildcat knew that.
I just wondered. I mean, language matters, and your parent company, sort of, ESPN's parent company, Disney, they got a news arm called ABC, and they don't ever call old number. What was the number? 45. Wasn't that Trump's number from?
Yeah.
He's the 45th president. I don't like either one of these guys. They're retreads, man. I don't run retreads on my car. Okay, but I just think it's interesting that he is Trump, and Michael Cohen, who was his licensed attorney at the time, is now called his former fixer, and that's an alliteration. It's very powerful, very Goebbels-like. You know who that was, or anybody in Stalin's organization. But
I don't watch it anymore.
I don't want you to think about that. I don't either. But I had it on this morning. I heard former fixer.
I would call him by a fixer. It'd be Stormy Daniels.
I finally got it though. Seriously, I learned something yesterday, Mike. I was listening to a show, and I forgot the guy's name, but he's a coach on used to be at UCLA. Rick.
Neuheisel.
I was listening to him.
He got banned by the NCAA for running a pool.
Yeah,
for a while.
I like him. I enjoyed listening to him.
He ran the March Madness pool at Washington and got in trouble. Go ahead.
The other guys with him, I don't really care about. All of a sudden, the other guy starts going, "You don't need to badmouth any president we've ever had." All that crap.
I got a bad connection. I got to go. We had bad weather last night again in Arkansas. Y'all look out for it this weekend. Bye.
All right, bye.
See you, buddy.
And he kept going like, "You need to do this," and then a guy hit it. I said, "I don't want to hear this idiot," because I think he's an idiot. The guy that's talking. Now Rick, I like. The other guy drives me crazy. Right. And I'm like, I get it now why they don't want us talking politics, because I don't want to hear that crap. Don't tell me what I need to be thinking about politics. I like listening to you guys talk about sports, but I finally got why they don't want us talking politics.
Was that going to stop us?
Hell no.
Other than
No, ain't gonna stop us.
That was a rhetorical question.
The only thing that will ever stop this show talking about politics is if there was a gator attack.
That's right. We got to have the nature updates with it.
So somebody got attacked by a peacock.
That's right.
But you got any local stuff for us?
I absolutely do. I was hoping Mike would kind of slow up so we could get some in there. So baseball last night, and this was only games played last night in baseball in Northwest Florida. 1A, it was Central got beat by Paxton, the number 4 seed, 7-5, and then Jay just destroyed Holmes County 12-3. So Jay will host Paxton Saturday night at 7:00. Bozeman 3, Chipley 0. Congratulations to both.
There it is, Patman.
And then they were number 1 seed. Chipley was number 4 in that region.
Chipley's good now.
Yeah, and then they were defending state champions. And Coach Compton does a good job up there.
Yes, he does.
Port St. Joe defeated Cottondale. Port St. Joe was number 2. They defeated Cottondale, who was number 3, 7-4. So Bozeman hosts Port St. Joe Saturday night.
They just played a week ago.
That's a good little rivalry, too.
But those are the two teams that came by. So, and then we have tonight. We'll have Arnold will be at Santa Fe.
Come on, Marlins.
And then Wakulla will host Swanee, and Bishop Kenny will host Baker County. That's over in Glen Ellen or somewhere like that. And then number 3, South Walton will host West Florida. They just played a couple of weeks ago. So, with that. And then,
who's liking that one? I like South Walton.
I like South Walton again. So, and then Arnold will play the winner of Swanee and Wakulla. So we'll, and then also now in softball, it will be Thursday night. Northview plays Freeport, and Jay plays Holmes County. And also on the next region, Liberty County will play Cottondale, Franklin County will play Weewaw. And then on Wednesday night also, your Arnold Marlins will host number 6 South Walston.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so North Bay Haven will also host Mariana on tonight, actually. And that's
North Bay Haven who?
And Mariana. So they've
okay.
played before, and I think they will play the winner of Palatka and Baldwin. I don't know where Baldwin is, but somebody could tell me that. So, and then we'll see what goes on that. And then, like I said, we'll go on and see what goes on with all that. But everything's tonight, then Thursday. But your 1A championship, regional semis will be, regional finals will be Saturday night at Bozeman. So,
all right.
Yeah, Arnold could be hosting Saturday too if they win.
I hope so. I hope they both.
Right.
What's going to happen? And you guys, an opinion, and you'd want to keep him. There's no doubt. Doug Lee, athletic director, baseball coach at Mosley. He had to step in, did a good. The first game he played, they upset Arnold, but he makes so much money officiating these college baseball games, umping. What if you're him? They need you. They want you to do it. You got the athletic director's job. Do you want to get back into it full time and do it, or do you want to make the money and do what you really love?
He's going to have to be either the baseball coach and the umpire, or it's going to have to be the AD and umpire. You cannot have. You can't be baseball and AD. And
No.
there's just too much to do.
No way.
Really, truly, So
knowing Doug, if they twist his arm, I think he'll keep coaching.
Being AD and coaching major sports tough. I can tell you that right now.
I agree. You can't do both, but we all in this room know the itch of coaching. And
absolutely.
If he's still got it and kind of wants to get out there and do that, it's hard to deny it. Even if financially it doesn't make sense for you, it's hard to deny that need to coach. So, all
right, how tough a job is it to be hired as Mosley's baseball coach or North Bay Haven any coach? They've had 7 different coaches, and I'm not cutting anybody down.
I understand it. Yeah. That one caught me off guard.
Yeah. Would you? I don't know.
It's just hard. Look, we've talked about it. It's hard to be a coach of anything at all these days. It just is.
That's dead air.
I was going to say, the whole show came to a halt.
All I got to do is walk in the room.
But
you got that presence about you. You and Coach Bryant walking everybody those looks.
Look, don't get me wrong. We're not carrying like nuclear fissionable material from one room to another. It's not that kind of work, but it is very difficult. Everybody's a critic at all times. Everybody knows how to do it better when they have no accountability.
Right.
But, there's something about coaching. There just is. I'm sitting here, I'm wanting to get back and do it myself now. It's crazy. But now it's certainly a tough gig. And but golly, the opportunity to be the Mosley head baseball coach, that's a pretty cool opportunity.
That's a big job.
He's done it before, so he knows what it entails and all that. But it's just, if you're going to be the AD, when you get there Monday, well, actually it starts Sunday night.
But you can do it. You can get help. It can be done. Scroggins did it. You did it. You can coach other sports.
But you can be an assistant a whole lot different than being a head coach.
Yeah.
So, but I think he can do it. It's just which one does he want to choose?
Well, that's the problem too. If you tried to do 2 big jobs together, what you end up doing is both of them very average instead of one of them extremely well. It's difficult.
Wildcat, how much? Okay. Anything?
No,
it's time to take a break.
Time to take a break. Okay. I just have utmost confidence in whatever he wants to do. I think he can do. Yeah. He's a great guy and a good
state championship coach. That means look at all the state championship coaches we got in this county. It's crazy. We got some great coaches here. But you both avoided a political question. Mm-hmm. Which one would y'all is tougher to fill? And we won't get back into it because I understand it. I get it. Where you guys?
Well, let me tell you what.
Usually,
We have friends
usually the
everywhere.
filling it ain't the problem. It's the retaining.
That's what I was getting
Yeah,
at.
depend on what agenda they're on. That's what you,
I just
Well,
ensured
some-
I won't be going somewhere.
Some jobs you avoid. Some jobs you avoid.
Right.
But anyway, I think Andy's going to coach over their spring football.
Good.
At North Bay Haven, which is
Man,
yeah. Why they got? I mean, why,
here's the thing.
I was shocked when they got rid of him.
Good for him,
know.
though, stepping up.
Stepping
Yeah.
up,
Good man.
you know, but
Good man.
oh man, I'd be hard to do it. If you didn't want me the first time, why do you want me now?
Well, you've lost weight. You look better. You're wearing makeup now.
Yeah,
You're
how many
washing.
games-
You're bathing. I mean,
Yeah, finally. How
Belly
many
button
games is
different.
that?
Belly
been?
Apparently,
button ring doesn't work at
apparently
your for.
stringing bodies all over Bay County, too.
yeah, that ring he's got in his tongue now. I mean, who knows?
That matches my belly ring. They're
Yeah.
the same color, by the way.
Anyway, all right, Tay, today is Wednesday, and we have two great restaurants that are doing great things today. Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. You over there is no doubt you're going to be at Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. 10 wings and a side for $9.99. Can't beat that. Great atmosphere. Everybody knows your name. Walk in, have a great time. Pat, we love you, brother. City Commissioner in Lynn Haven. No one's ever done a better job than him. Also, the other one, the legendary J. Michael's Restaurant on Thomas Drive. It's Wednesday. It's world famous. J. Michael's Spaghetti. Only at lunch and only at dinner and only on Wednesdays. You'll absolutely love it. Get out there and try it. I'm telling you, it's nothing better. Anyway, let's just stick with restaurants right now.
All right.
Charlie Corn's place on 15th Street. I'll tell you what, they've done such a great job. They got a brand new facility. It's gorgeous. They got daily specials for $11.20. You pick out whatever meat you want. We're going to give you 3 sides. You can't get that anywhere anymore. Prices are going through the roof. Everybody I've talked to, prices have gone through the roof everywhere, every way. Sad. But their dinner specials on the weekend are incredible. Friday night, fried or grilled fish, baked beans, cheese grits, french fries, roll, and tea. Then on Saturday, fried shrimp or grilled shrimp. And then the big one, Glenn, I love it. He got that grease all of his face. It's cute. Fried chicken, mashed potatoes, green beans, cream corn, roll, and a tea. Charlie Corn's place, Sunday. That's all starts after 4 o'clock.
You know what I just caught in that? He said, prices are going up everywhere. Everyone I've talked to.
Who'd you talk to?
Because they're the ones paying the bill.
That's right.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much.
Bring that up. Thanks,
That
Brian.
was good. Thanks.
He already invited me to lunch today. And
Hey, I got listen. I got one idiot. That sits with me one or two times. I'm not gonna mention his name, and he corrects me, and I'm gonna correct his ass. when I see him.
Oh!
Hey, watch out.
Oh!
I said
Hit
something
that
wrong.
dump button.
Don't be calling there.
A honky.
Yeah.
What do you call it? A donkey. A donkey. A donkey.
We're-
Honky donkey the same thing.
We're submitting this segment for our radio Emmy. This first segment has been priceless.
Anyway, we'll be right back. Y'all blowing
So
the hell
he's
of
the
water this
north end
morning.
of a southbound donkey.
I ain't gonna mention Jim Brand's name. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
America's team plays here.
And a rocket to right field. This thing is into orbit.
The Atlanta Braves on ESPN Northwest Florida. Acuna, Ozzie, and Austin Riley lead the Braves' high-powered offense.
Swung on, belted, deep right field. Get out of here, Ozzie. Home run. Ball game.
The Atlanta Braves on ESPN Northwest Florida is sponsored by Brock's Pest Control. Store more portable buildings, reliable hydraulic solutions. Pillsbury Kia and Mid-South Lumber.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Wednesday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, some sun and a high of 82 with a moderate breeze out of the south at 14 miles per hour. For tonight, some clouds and a low near 77. Tomorrow, a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour, partly cloudy and a high around 83. For Friday, some clouds and possible thunderstorms and a high of 79. This weather forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Dothan and Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Visit the newly remodeled Mid-South Lumber Hardware and Feed Store in Youngstown. They have a full line of plumbing, electrical, hardware, and tools for your DIY home projects, as well as lumber and animal feed. Now offering not only baby chicks and a full line of poultry supplies, but also bunnies and parakeets. They also carry a wide selection of Duplin wines and gourmet products so you don't have to drive to the beach. Come see us at Mid-South Lumber on Highway 231 in Youngstown.
He has a really low passenger rating on Uber. He punched a magician and started a petition to remove the penny from circulation.
I'd like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael studio.
Is he sane? I have no idea.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Did you play, was that money going out? Good job. I was listening to these two and trying to hear it. I thought I heard something I liked.
We're listening to those two?
Well, like I said, I thought I heard something I liked, and it was money. Speaking of money, Glenn.
I'm listening.
This guy, you got this guy coaching for. It's like money in the bank. You know great things are getting ready to happen.
Absolutely.
He is the head football coach at Bay High School. Coach Brown, how are you doing, sir? I guess you're not doing that well.
Coach Brown, are you there?
Just hung up.
Oh. Well, call us back there, Coach. We had you. We thought we had you.
Did you notice?
He must not have paid his phone bill.
Did y'all look and see the jar was half full, half empty, or is it open?
Well, that's only because he refilled it.
Yeah. He's back there. Bless his heart, he's working. He's doing the best he can.
Going in there.
He's trying to get him.
Coach Siegel's really going back for the kids. I mean, really and true. That's what he's doing. And usually
Well, you just said you're backpedaling now.
No,
I can read back. I can have the court reporter read back what you said.
Well, you've done that before.
Anyway, we got him. We're trying to get him
a drink of water.
You said, I don't know if I could go back and work for somebody that fired me.
I said me. I didn't say Coach Siegel.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I just don't know why they got rid of him. That shocked me. That was,
well, he won too many games.
Well, I do know. Same guy that had something to do with me.
Oh.
All right, let's bring him on right now. Coach Brown, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. How y'all doing this morning, Coach?
we couldn't be better. We got you.
We're hitting the bottle right now.
Yeah. It's been a wild Wednesday morning, man. Hey, listen, spring football, I don't care where you're at in the state of Florida. When they start spring football, it seems like it gets hot. I mean, the weather starts getting hot. But I got a question for you. You've done a great job wherever you've been. You've won a state championship as a head football coach. Spring football, are you going to be one of the first to do what Lane Kiffin did? Spring game, we're going to change it up. We're going to bring a basketball goal out in the middle of the football field and have dunking contests. We're going to, what's that thing where you pull a rope? Tug of war. Are you guys going to go that way, or are you going to have a normal spring football game at the end of spring practice?
Yeah, we're going to have our red and white game on tomorrow night out at Tommy Oliver, and it's going to be more of a situational scrimmage, offense versus defense, ones and twos, try to get some kids some reps tomorrow night that might not get many reps in the actual spring game.
Good.
And then next Thursday, the 16th, we're going to have a normal game against Tate. No special teams will be live. We're going to line up and all of our special teams and kick, and so that the returners can work on fielding and stuff. But we're not going to do any of that live. And then we'll do a normal game. Besides that, then we'll wrap up spring that Friday whenever after the red and white game, and we'll be done and we'll get ready to go in the summer.
Let me ask you this. What the state, they've changed it, right? Remember the old days, you have to start May 1st and you would end, 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, and you have a spring game against somebody, a jamboree or whatever. What do they do? They back it up. Now you can start practicing in April?
Uh-oh. Yeah, they started the 29th.
Did they change it? The whole state can do that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, the state changed it to the 29th. The last few years I know the schools in Bay County, they've actually let us start a week earlier because graduation seems to be getting earlier and earlier every year. This year they decided, after they told us that we could practice a week early, then they came back and told us we couldn't. So, we're only technically getting, really about 14 actual practice days this year before we play the games. So, it's kind of cut down, and it's so crazy now because really with all the testing, we've been doing all the state mandated testing, and so you don't get your kids in weightlifting, normal time like this week, last week, and this week. So it's kind of crazy. And then they had the regional track meet yesterday, but we had Algebra 1 EOC, and it just seems like the SHSAA and the state, maybe they can get on the same page as far as the calendars and when they're going to test and have these events, and it'd be a lot better for the kids because you got kids that had to miss one or the other yesterday because they had to do the testing. So it's just kind of just be nice if they would get on the same page. I have to say that.
Yeah, I hear you. Are coaches getting away of playing spring jamborees or classics or stuff like that? Or are they more getting into this inter-squad games? It seems like we're having less and less games at the end of the spring in May.
Yeah, I think you're starting to most everybody's doing like a inter-squad scrimmage, like our red and white game, and it seems like a lot of schools are, there was about 4 or 5 years where everybody was more playing regular games, just two teams, kind of like we're doing this year. And it seems like the difference now is that a lot of teams are getting back to playing your jamborees where they're playing, getting 3 or 4 teams and everybody's playing each other for a quarter or a half or, something like that. I've just always been from the mindset of I just want to play one team, so I only got to prepare for one team. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't got enough time in the spring to do a whole lot anyway, especially now with it being cut down. And you want your kids to be prepared because you want them to, especially your seniors that are being recruited, you want them to have good film. And you have to spend, you're playing 2 different teams. It seems like you got to spend your whole spring to try to prepare for them so your kids have an idea of what they're doing. And so it just seems counterproductive to me, but everybody's different.
Yeah, at the end, we started just inter-squad games and just having a shorter spring practice. We didn't keep them out there all this time. We could have. That was just us. But I remember back, Glenn, tell me if I'm wrong. I remember one time, 2000 to maybe 2010, that we used to play a jamboree in the spring, all the teams in Bay County. Didn't we do something like that?
We did something like that, yeah. So, and then everybody's...
I think we kind of got away from that because, we had those years where we were all in the same district. We were coaches. We were like, man, we don't want to play all these guys in the spring, then turn around and have to play them, play them week 1, week 2, week 3 in the fall. So that's kind of why we got away from that a little bit.
Yeah, I tell you, Coach, we've been talking about it. We don't know who the power is going to be in football in Bay County. For a while, like it was going to be Mosley. Then you guys took over. Last year, Bozeman had an unbelievable year. Are we going to continue to see it bounce from school to school? Or when we thought this school of choice, we thought that one school would get hot and it would kind of stay that way for a while because it's so much. Once you get it rolling, it's hard to get somebody else to come in and take over a new program when people can jump ships and go where they want to go. What do you think next year in football, in your opinion, who's going to be the power? I got a feeling you guys are going to be talked about.
Yeah, I think I think we've got a chance to be pretty good. And we were really young last year, but we've had a really good off season. I know Mosley's returning a lot of experienced players. And I think with Griff being out at Arnold, they're going to be very much improved because he's a really good football coach. And I know some of the guys that he was able to bring in and get on staff with Kevin and Trey Pettis. So I mean, Arnold's going to be a lot better, and it's going to be interesting next year with Bozeman because Bozeman's going to have to. They're with the district change. They're playing us and Arnold and Rutherford, and so I think I think next year is going to be a fun year because really, all the teams in the county are pretty much playing. So it should be, it should be pretty fun. And I don't think, I think it just continues to, I think right now, with to be honest with Mosley, they've got the experience at quarterback. They've got the guy that's that's played with Sammy Freitas, and so I would say they would probably be the team to beat. But we're just worried about us and getting better every day, and trying to get good at what we're doing. And then I think at the end of the day we'll be right there in the mix.
Yeah, I think so too. Listen, I hate to do this. We got to get you off early today. We got Dr. Ward calling in at 7:30, but I appreciate you coming on at short notice, and maybe we can get you on next week, talk some more about spring football here in Bay County in the Panhandle, Florida.
Yeah, that sounds good, Coach. Y'all have a great rest of the week.
Thank you, sir.
too.
Appreciate it, man. You know, I'd heard too, real quick, I'd heard this from a coach, and I thought he should apply for the Bozeman job. I said, man, I think it's a great job. And he goes, wait a minute. Do you realize they're going from 1A? And I think he said 3A. I said, oh. I said, yeah, pump the brakes on that. I think you might be right there. Yeah. That might be hurting him. I know one guy that would have done a great job there. That's one of the reasons he didn't want to deal with it. If they would have stayed 1A, he'd have jumped all over that job. Right. But them going from 1A to 3A, and he was like, now it's time to move out from there. He didn't want any part of it.
That's a tough schedule from there, too.
From 1A to 3A is huge.
It is,
and football, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. It's a big difference when you go to a real estate closing. You got your realtor. You know, you want everything perfectly done. You don't want any surprise. You want to get through your real estate deal, especially if you're purchasing a house. That's the reason you got to use South Oak Title and Closing Chuck Tucker. Locally right here in Northwest Florida, and it's expanded so much. He grew up here, did a great job. His dad was the principal at Mosley. Locals taking care of locals throughout the Panhandle of Florida. That's what we love. South Oak Title and Closing for all your real estate closings. Mark Cow down 38 turns over so much real estate. So incredible. And he demands Chuck Tucker. He got to have Chuck Tucker. South Oak Title and Closing, #1. Any type of injury, there's only one guy you go to. That's Dr. Chad Mitchell, the legend. You can listen to him every Monday right here for 2 hours. He does such a wonderful job. This will be his 25th year on Bay County Sidelines. Unbelievable. Also, we don't care if it's hot. We don't care if it's cold. We got Stevenson Air Conditioning. Here we go.
Yep.
We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest. Well, that's called a rhyme.
Is that it?
I thought it was pretty good. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Nick Saban is the only, O-N-L-Y, the only coach who's ever drafted a player at every position. And I'm thinking to myself, what about Bobby Bowden?
Did he have a snapper, deep snapper?
Oh, come on.
Did he have a
Nobody's
holder?
ever had a deep
Did he have a left wing man? You know, he did not have an up back, a safety up back. That's what he didn't have. Alabama did. Take that.
Weekday morning, 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Ellis Agency Insurance has been serving Panama City and Bay County for years. They offer a full line of affordable insurance coverage of all types. Many people are attracted to Ellis Agency Insurance because of their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Call independent agent Johnny Ellis for a true comparison of your personal or business insurance. Ellis Agency Insurance at the Old Cullen Insurance location, 1134 Harrison Avenue, across from Dandy Donuts and Deli. Call 763-1627.
Are you hungry for authentic Mexican cuisine? Then come to El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, where we serve up the freshest, most flavorful dishes on the beach. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, a great location, comfortable atmosphere, and happy hour from 3 to 7. Buy one, get one free, regular margaritas and 12-ounce house drafts. And you're going to love their lunch specials Monday through Friday from 11 to 3. Plus live music Wednesdays and Saturdays starting at 5:30. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, Thomas Drive across from the Navy base. ESPN Northwest Florida is an active member of the Panama City Beach Chamber. We want to introduce the newest members to the Beach Chamber: Adore Boutique, Jessica Dalby Brand Media, King of Pops, Panama City, VIP Care, Authentica Express, HCA Florida, Breakfast Point Emergency, Leon Visuals, and Soul Shine Coastal Boutique. Congratulations from the only local sports talk station, ESPN Northwest Florida.
He's a beacon of light to many and an inspiration to all.
These men need inspiration.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels studio.
They're motivated by Vicodin and Road Skank.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Eye of the Tiger. War Eagle. Been to a game there. That's when that fine song comes on. They go completely nuts.
And the Eagle soars out there too.
I love that. Eye of the Tiger at Auburn. All right, we got the man, the myth, the legend, Dr. Ward. I think Julie's got an appointment with him next week, I believe. And I got to go look on that calendar. I saw where I had an appointment with you, but I'd seen somebody else about a week ago, but I need to see you. Anyway, I'm hoping the appointment is correct, and I do have an appointment. I need to see you. I want you to check something for me. But anyway, how are you doing today?
Having a great morning. How about you guys?
Couldn't be better. Glenn's been cussing. It sounded like my voice, but it was Glenn. So
Glenn's a ventriloquist.
Yeah, we got to get him straightened out. What's going on with that baseball team you got? How they doing? How them boys doing?
Uh-oh. Done.
Yeah, I think I was telling Randy before. I can only hear like every other word that you guys are saying. So I think there may be some technical difficulties.
Oh Lord.
Well,
every other word. God, that sounds like heaven.
Yeah.
We'll try to push the microphone volumes up, and maybe that'll.
Maybe that's it. Hey, but what I asked you, I said, how is your baseball team doing?
Oh, we are really having excellent practices. The kids are really buying into what we're doing. A lot of focus and intensity. We're playing a tournament this weekend in Fort Walton Beach, and I think we're going to win the whole thing. We got to play like we can, but I think we've created a really competitive baseball team, and I'm excited for what the kids are going to do this weekend.
And everybody talks about how good baseball is in the Panhandle of Florida. And it really is. South Walton's outstanding baseball team. Arnold's now got an outstanding team. Patton at Bozeman. You got Doug Lee at Mosley. You know they're going to come back to the top. And Hudson over. I mean, we got good coaches everywhere. But we got to give credit to coaches like Coach Ward, because they get these guys at a young age. They coach them up, and they're ready to play by the time they get to high school. And after saying that, give me a few names of some of the players. They can hear their names that are on your team that are playing well for you right now. Who are some of the guys playing well?
Hey, guys, the audio cut out again.
I know. We don't.
Oh, my God.
He was asking about some of the names of the kids that played well.
Oh, well, we got Avery Hollingsworth is our shortstop, playing really, really well for us. Bryson Register, third base, playing well. We got a lot of hitters, man. Noah Schoen, Jay Frazier, my son Jackson, Reed Nijkamp. We just got Desmond Torres, so many kids that just, are doing really well, and will feed into over Walton in Okaloosa County, the middle school baseball system, which of course feeds the high school system over there. I got to tell you, if Bay wants to really take full advantage, they'd implement middle school sports, because that's something that the kids in Bay County really miss out on in baseball, particularly as middle school baseball.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I guess it's the cost factor. They know they can get the youth league guys doing a good job, and they've been winning without having it. But I'm with you. If they should play, we got football being played in the middle schools. If I'm a baseball coach, I'll be pushing for that really hard. I think you are correct on that, my friend. Can you hear us now?
Absolutely. Hey, looking forward to some great high school baseball tonight. We got Arnold hosting, actually Arnold on the road, and South Walton is hosting West Florida. So kind of funny. Like Arnold is the 1 seed, yet they got to go on the road to play. South Walton, I think they got like the 3 or 4 seed, and they get to play at home. Kind of interesting that South Walton won the district, but Arnold got the higher seed. I don't know exactly how FHSAA comes up with their seeding, but we'll see.
We don't know what they're doing.
It's called darts and a dartboard.
The Max Preps guys, they look at every game all over the United States. And so
matter of fact, they're waiting in the lobby. They're going to come and give us the rundown.
If they were just looking at record, Arnold has a better record, but you look at what South Walton did out of district. I mean, they played some really high quality teams. You know, one of the top teams in America, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas out of South Florida. They went and they played them, lost 3-1. So, you know, I think if the people who come up with the tournaments definitely aren't evaluating strength of schedule when they look at seeding.
No, but here's the other thing too. It's who you played. The teams that you played, who they played, it's about 4 different things that go into it. It makes absolutely no sense, but, you know, that's what we're living with. So somebody's getting a kickback.
I like the old days. You know what you had to do to win, to get in. The top 2 teams go, and that's it.
Yeah.
So, boy, I get it. Some years, one district's going to be a lot tougher than another. I get that. That's not fair, but it's like right now in college football. All of these conferences are not created equal. The Big Ten and the SEC are the toughest too. I'm sorry. Pac-12 is dead, gone, and buried. Doc, are you enjoying this coaching?
Oh man, it is a blast. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't be doing it. That's a great thing about as you get older, you don't have to do anything really that you don't want to do anymore.
Right.
But no, the coaching is an absolute pleasure. It's great age, 10 and 11-year-olds. They listen, they understand, they're coachable. Yet they don't have any of the attitude that some of these 13, 14-year-olds get that they carry with them into high school. And then, of course, we're really lucky to have a bunch of parents who are fantastic, because nothing can make coaching more unenjoyable than having a bunch of parents who complain about everything all the time, and we just don't have that, which is great.
Yeah, that is good. Let me ask something. What do you think? Who do you like? South Walton, West Florida? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, South Walton went to West Florida and beat them in a close game. With it being at South Walton, you got to really like South Walton's chances of winning. So I think Arnold and South Walton, even Arnold on the road, probably both survive in advance.
Yeah, it's going to take them to win 2 games, I believe, Glenn, to face each other again to see who goes to the state.
Yeah, South Walton will play the winner of Bishop Kenny.
And then, South Walton drew Bishop Kenny in the second round, which is going to be a heck of a battle, and I believe that will be in Jacksonville if they play. So South Walton definitely got the harder of the draws.
Can you imagine if they do get to play again? It would be played at Arnold. That would be a huge crowd. That would be big now.
I
hope that happens.
The winner of that game would be going to the Final Four.
Yeah. So, do you know when the dates are when they go to Fort Myers?
I have to look on the chart. I just know
it's getting closer. I know that. But anyway, all right, Doc. I got some. You got anything else you want to? Do you anything you want to share with us? Because I got some questions for you at the next segment. So, but you got this. This is your time. What do you want to talk about?
Well, Coach Manley always likes to bring up softball, and there were some recent results from softball I might want to point out.
I did.
Florida played Florida State and beat them. I think Florida took a series from Texas, actually swept Texas A&M. So, the Florida softball team is on the rise for sure. I think they're probably going to get to host their regional. Probably host the super regionals as well. Yeah,
y'all beat us so bad we couldn't recover. We went up to Syracuse and lost 2 out of 3, so that dropped us out of first place in ACC. But they've taken the thing where if you're the visiting team here lately, you're going to win. So it's been kind of a struggle back and forth.
It's been a weird softball season and baseball season this year. Everybody's good. Everybody can beat anybody anytime. All right, Doc, I want to ask you this. We all know skin cancer can be deadly.
Nah.
Where do we go? Who do we go see? Who can save us? Who's out there can take 5 minutes and save us? Where should we go? Who should we see? And how do we get up with these people?
So just give us a holler at 233-3376. You can see us at one of our 8 area convenient locations in Port St. Joe, Panama City Beach, Watersound, Santa Rosa Beach, Definiak Springs, Bonifay, or Mariana. Really takes just 5 minutes to get looked at head to toe to make sure your skin is healtzy and cancer free.
Yeah. They always. I wish you could see what they do when you do this. They always count to see if you miss one of them. No, he always does it good.
Here's the thing. He got them in order this time. He switched them up last week. Went in the middle and started out last week.
Glenn and I were furiously scratching through paper trying to figure out what order he was going in.
Tell you what, they do a great job down there. They truly do. I think everybody in my family's been with him. All right, let's talk about some of our other great great sponsors. Get down to Rudy's Barbecue. You want to have a great time. You can have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Heck, you can stay there all day. They got a great facility. Matter of fact, they have a big meeting. Our superintendent's going to be at, I forgot when it is, but they're going to have a get-together down there, and I'll give you more information later on that. It's going to be at Rudy's and Lorelei and Layton's back room. Mm-hmm. You can have a banquet back there. You can have a chamber meeting. You can have any type of meeting back there. But the food's incredible, and they cater. Glenn, you've used them several times. They do a great job.
Fantastic. All you got to do is tell them where and how many, and they'll take care of you.
El Rodeo, Tequila Bar and Grill, right here on Thomas Drive, right across the street from the Navy base. One of our favorite places. Cooper Moss is down there all the time. I think we got to get him an NIL deal. I'll tell you what, he's down there, him and Steve. They love it. We love it. Thursday night's place to go. Karaoke. If you want to have a birthday party, that's where everybody goes for birthday parties now. They got a great, huge facility, great staff, great food, and you buy one, get one free. We're talking about small margaritas, small draft beer. Can't beat it anywhere. Tell Dave Coach sent you. And get out to Newby's. We've got 3 great locations. Newby 2 on the curve, and the mothership down on Thomas Drive.
There you go.
Best bands in the Southeast every Friday and Saturday night. Get out to Newby's, have a great time. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida with the legendary Dr. Ward. Be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida, available on all your devices.
Connected.
Hear your favorite sports talk hosts.
The Coach James Hale Show. You're listening to the Inside Drive live.
The afternoon underdog.
And your favorite teams.
Braves winning!
We're live on the app. Tune in, Alexa, ESPNPC.com, Facebook, YouTube, and in your car at 101.9 and 104.3. Wherever you go, there we are. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Wednesday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, some sun and a high of 82 with a moderate breeze out of the south at 14 miles per hour. For tonight, some clouds and a low near 77. Tomorrow, a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour, partly cloudy and a high around 83. For Friday, some clouds and possible thunderstorms and a high of 79. This weather forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Dothan and Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Looking for a special gift for that special mom this Mother's Day? That boot store has a huge selection for the modern day mama cowgirl to the baby boomer mama, all at affordable prices. Maybe a gift certificate would work. Remember, that boot store carries famous name brands that won't destroy your budget. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 till 5. Friday and Saturday, 9 till 5:30. Next to Billboard Kia, 15th Street, Panama City. That boot store where God is good all the time.
If your neighbor, employer, or grandmother were traumatized by comments made on the Coach James Hale Show.
One thing people aren't saying a whole lot about, and I'll probably get in trouble,
but just wanted to take this moment to say, get bent. We're live from the J. Michaels Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida on beautiful Wednesday here in Paradise. Hope you have a great day. Remember, I saw my granddaughters, hadn't saw them in a while, saw both of them yesterday. They're like Indians already. Say, Papa, we've been swimming every single day. Put the suntan lotion, protect your skin. You're going to pay for it later on. I guarantee you that. Take care of yourself. If you have any issues, please call Dr. Ward. His office is throughout Northwest Florida. Does a great job. All right, Doc. As a matter of fact, Doc, tell my wife to wear a hat when she's out in the sun and she doesn't listen to me. She needs to listen to somebody. We got him?
Yeah, it's still kind of cutting in and out, so I didn't hear what you were just saying.
Oh, God.
Well, he was just spouting nonsense as usual.
It was great stuff about you. Your wife just texted me and said, thank you for saying it about you.
God. Pick your feet up. Just kidding.
Anyway. All right, I hope you can hear me because I want to go over this list with you. These are listed as the 10 best college football jobs for 2024. and we got some that were left out that I want to question you guys on. Let me go through them real quick. The number one best job in the country is Georgia. The state has the best high school coaches in the country, great high school talent, plenty of money. Look what they've done, and they got Kirby Smart. Number two, the second best rated job is Texas. Unbelievable amount of high school athletes, great facilities there, big money. Nobody can't touch their money. No doubt a great job. Number three, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Everything you need to win big time is there. They got great money for NIL. You can go steal players from Alabama with the type of money they have. Number four, I was surprised that the fourth best job in the country, according to this survey, I think it was on CBS, LSU. The state has unbelievable talent per capita. More players make the NFL Louisiana than anywhere else. Great fans. Number five, it's dropped to number five, Alabama. Used to be the best job in college football. Anything you wanted, you got. The power of the head football coach there, a successful coach there, is unlimited. But Saban is gone. They jumped to number five. Number six, Oregon. Big money. I'm not buying that one. They're now in the Big Ten. Good luck with that. Number seven, Oklahoma. They're in the SEC now. We'll see how that plays out. It is a great job. Number eight, best job in college football, Florida State. Florida State. They don't have the money that Texas, Alabama, Ohio State has, but that's still a great job.
Just means more.
Just means more. Thank you. Number nine, the Michigan Wolverines. They just won the national championship, but I question the NCAA penalties coming down on them. I'm not sure how great job it is right now. And number 10, your top 10 best jobs in college football, Texas A&M. You got big Texas money. You got unbelievable facilities, huge stadium, can recruit nationally with NIL money. Honorable mentions, Notre Dame, Tennessee, Florida, Penn State, USC, Southern Cal. Clemson and Auburn. Those are other teams mentioned the best jobs in college football. Doc, did you hear any of that?
I heard about 3/4 of it. I didn't hear Florida on the list.
They were honorable. All right. The honorable mentions, you had your 10 best jobs in college football. Then the honorable mentions. From the SEC, it was Auburn, Tennessee, and Florida. Clemson was on the list. Notre Dame was on the list. Southern Cal, Penn State. They were just honorable mentions. They did not make the 10 best. I'm not sure. Is Oregon a top 5 job in the country, entire country? I'm not sure about that, especially with them going into the Big Ten.
Well, when it comes to Oregon, I mean, you just look at who they've gotten to go there. You know, they got Mario Cristobal was there for a while now, Dan Lanning. I mean, basically, it's just a place where SEC assistant coaches go, after maybe when they're ready for a big-time job. So, yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense just based on the history of who they've attracted. I mean, they've not gotten, like, a big-name coach to just go sign up and be Oregon coach. So I agree. I don't think that makes any sense.
All right, let me ask you this. Is LSU the fourth best job in all of college football? I think it's one of the great ones, but is it the fourth best? Is it that high?
I think so. I mean, you've got the entire state of Louisiana. You got the SEC, to back you. They can easily recruit from Texas because they're adjacent to that state. So I think LSU is a great job. Yeah,
I'm with you. There's not an Auburn in the state. There's not an FSU. You got the state by yourself. I agree with that. And I do believe Georgia, what they said about Georgia, people don't realize high school coaches that can coach, they're heading that state. They pay them big time money. Some schools, the coordinators don't even have to teach. They're paying a lot of money for coaching. It's important to those people. It's important to the superintendents, the school board members. They're putting money into it, and they're getting rewards. Look how the players they turn out, high school players they develop, is second to none. Georgia's the best school in the country. I'm not sure it's the best, but it's good. Texas, I thought Texas would probably be the best job in college football. You got all the money in the world. You got a huge state that high school football is the king. I mean, they get huge crowds. They spend millions of dollars on the stadiums. I thought Texas would be number one. I thought Georgia would be second. And I thought Ohio State would be up there too. How would you rank the top 3, Doc? If you're going to pick the best job for you, what would be the top 3 schools?
Well, the biggest issue with Texas is that they have to compete directly with A&M. So I mean that's and a lot of other schools in Texas. So I think that's probably what hurt Texas from being rated higher. So you look at the schools that have great facilities and a history and really the kind of control of their state. And I think that's kind of what those ratings reflected.
Yeah. What did you think about Alabama ranked 5th? At one time, I will say this, before the NIL, the greatest job in college football, Urban Meyer said this, he was at Ohio State and said it, the best job out there is Alabama for a college head coach because you control everything. You don't have to ask an athletic director, I need to purchase this, I need to get that. You control it all. You have so much power, it's unbelievable. The state is absolutely crazy about football. There's not a limit to Saban. I saw this happen. We went up there, and they put the indoor turf in the practice facility, the indoor practice facility, which is 120 yards long. He had it put down. It didn't lay right. Didn't look like the way he wanted it. It looked fine to us. They came in and took it all back and laid like a brand new carpet down, and they didn't even charge him. They wanted to make him happy.
Right.
I'm talking about the company.
Right.
They wanted Alabama.
Because,
So, I mean, you have more power. And Coach Bryant had more power than any coach ever in college football. And you can recruit. At one time, that was the greatest job. But now it's the 5th best. Do you think it's the 5th best? Do you think it should be higher or lower than that?
Personally, I think it probably fell down just because at this point, who wants to follow up Nick Saban? I think you could make an argument that it's the best job. I mean, I don't think you could. I think you make an argument it's better than Georgia because you have the history. Yeah. So I mean, 5th is not like horrible. Like I think if they were like lower, it would definitely be a mistake. But for this year, maybe it is the 5th best job.
All right, here's the big question. Everybody's going to be, I'll hear your response today at Jay Michaels because people are in there that listen to you. They listen to you, and one guy, I don't think he likes your Florida, but another guy in there does. So anyway, it's kind of 50-50. They listen to what you're going to say. FSU is the 8th best job in all of college football. Florida Gators just made honorable mention. They're in the elite jobs, but they weren't in the top 8. I don't know. FSU doesn't get SEC money. Which one is the best job? Florida State or Florida? If you're a head coach, what job you want to have?
I mean, that's got to be the most glaring mistake on the list right there. and no, seriously speaking, if you look at the facilities, there's no comparison. If you look at the conference, there's no comparison. There's nothing about FSU's football program except the last 2 years of history that is more appealing than Florida. So I mean that is probably Oregon and Florida State being in the top 10 are probably two of the most kind of glaring issues with that list, and it's just being a realist. I mean, the Florida job is way better than the Florida State job. When you look at facilities, we actually have a real football stadium. We're not like a high school metal bleacher stadium with a facade put on it, for crying out loud.
I can't wait to get Jay Michaels.
Really, like Florida State. When you go to Florida State's football stadium, like as a Gator, every time I go to Tallahassee, I'm like, this is like, I actually chuckle because I'm like, they should just tear that one down and put a new one up if they want Florida fans.
Put the gun down, Glenn.
I would just like to note for the record, Dr. Ward is not in the studio. Do not bring your pitchforks to us.
Glenn's putting a bullet in the gun as we speak. I want you to know that. Barney, put the bullet down.
I was going to say something nice about Florida, but I
not now.
I changed my mind.
Well, Doctor, we got. How long we got? We got to go. Oh, we got to go. All right, Doc, give us some love. What's the best way to get up with you?
Give us a holler at 233-3376. You can see us at one of our 8 area convenient locations in Port St. Joe, Panama City Beach. Watersound, Santa Rosa Beach, Defuniak Springs, Bonifay, or Mariana. 5 minutes is all it takes to get looked at head to toe. And we treat every fan of every team just like they were a Florida Gator when they come
there
in.
You go.
So,
there you go.
Yeah.
All right, Doc. We'll talk to you next week, man.
Good save.
Enjoy your ride. Enjoy your ride.
That was smart. He was smart there. That was smart. I like that. Unbelievable. All right, we'll be right back. We've got Alabama coming up next. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
If I'm the 76ers, Nick Nurse, I would hope that Tyrese Maxey would maybe take that baton and become the focal point of your team and maybe take a little pressure off Embiid so he is not spending 40 minutes banging away. And I think we get to that point where if you're going to win an MVP, then we expect a championship.
It's the Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Wednesday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, some sun and a high of 82 with a moderate breeze out of the south at 14 miles per hour. For tonight, some clouds and a low near 77. Tomorrow, a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour, partly cloudy and a high around 83. For Friday, some clouds and possible thunderstorms and a high of 79. This weather forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
Paid for by Steel Man Pills. 800-605-1682. 800-605-1682. 800-605-1682. That's 800-605-1682.
WGSR's Lynn Haven, W Field, Q Port St. John. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
He doesn't always go the extra mile. But when he does, it's because he missed the exit. It's the Coach James Hale Show. Live and local inside the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Let's stand, put our hands over our hearts as we listen to Alabama's fight song. Thank you for joining us.
You can't face Nick Saban anymore because you don't know where he is.
That's true. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Roll Tide. Alabama updates brought to you by another legend. We're talking about the best jobs out there. The best job out there is Stevenson Air Conditioning. Mm-hmm. We don't care if it's hot. We don't care if it's cold. We got Stevenson Air Conditioning. Here we go. They are unbelievable. Call them anytime, day or night. And Brian and I just talked about it. You got to get it serviced now. I would say twice a year, right before summer, right before winter. It makes your unit you have last longer, run better. It saves you money on your power bill. If you got an old one, get rid of it. Bite the bullet. Buy a brand new one. Our power bill is so low now. It's incredible what we used to have. Of course, we had a really, really old one, and all it did was run, and all I did was complain. And Stevenson Air Conditioning was there for me. Jason, you guys do a great job. Thank you so much for all you do. Turpro Pest Control, you want your look beautiful? They can make it happen. And Wildcat, if we're going to go to a jewelry store, where are we going to go?
You're going to go to David Adamson Fine Jewelry.
Why are we going to go there?
Because you don't have to fool with all the traffic. You don't have to drive clear across town. They have a great selection. They have an estate sale going on. And just to show you how much they love you, this Friday, 5 o'clock, free food, free drinks. They're going to open up the safe. They're going to put everything.
Come down. We're going to be there, Brian. I mean, we need you guys down there. Come on Friday. What time are we going to be down there?
5 o'clock. when it's
I can't.
You said the word free.
So the last customer.
Lay's got a dance recital. Dang
So
it.
the last customer is.
Yeah, you'll be there. Glenn will be there.
I will be there.
Yeah. Glenn will have that Speed Bay High
David
Speedo on.
Adamson, Fine Jewelry.
Get out there and have a great time. I'll
Highway
tell you what.
77, Lynn Haven.
Also, don't forget about Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. They got a bar now. They got great food. They got that great desserts. The bakery's incredible. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli, #1. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Jason Kowaleski can make that happen for you. And I tell you one thing I will never do. I will never get on a boat that I own. That will never happen because I'll never buy one. But I want to get on a boat somebody else bought because unless they have what?
Unless you have Cito. And Jason Kowaleski said it best when he said, don't be a Gilligan.
Yes, that was great. Don't get on a boat. Tell them again. Who you got to have?
You got to have Cito, and all you have to do is call Brandon.
Before you get in that boat, say, hey, are you with Cito? Yeah. If you're not, take your cooler and get off.
That's a good idea. I mean,
if you want them, get on.
Those waters, especially with all the tourists that are out there in rental boats,
deadly.
Boating for their first time, they can surely mess you up. I know. I've done it. I mean, I've seen it.
Somebody said, why are you eliminating your Alabama update? Well, because we didn't get them all in. We didn't get them all in.
Call Brandon at 850-234-2323 or go to Cito.com.
I like the thing where you can get the membership and you don't have to worry about all that.
Yes. Thank you, Glenn. Cito is #1. It's like Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama, what disrespect is going on? They're ranked 5th in the nation. Right now it's the best job in the country. I disagree with that completely. If you win, it's the best job in college football. That's a big if you're winning. And not just sometimes, all the time. Alabama, 4 teams. What has happened to Bama? Nick Saban retires. No respect whatsoever. 4 teams have better odds to win the national championship out of the SEC. Not in the country, out of the SEC. Georgia, Texas, Ole Miss, and now LSU has replaced Alabama. Alabama is 5th. Let's take a look. Georgia, plus 300 to win the 2024 national championship. The Ohio State Buckeyes come in 2nd, plus 400. At number 3 out of the SEC, plus 750, the Texas Longhorns. Then we have the newcomer. Welcome to the Big Ten, Big Day. That's how you do in the next couple of years. Oregon is 4th best odds to win, plus 1,000. And then we get back into the SEC. The Ole Miss Rebels. Of all teams, the Ole Miss Rebels, unbelievable. They're plus 1,400. They are going to be good. They are tied with LSU, 1,400. Then we drop to the Alabama Crimson Tide, 5th in the SEC. They're plus 1,600 to win the national championship, okay? Then we have Penn State is next. Penn State Nittany Lions plus 2,000. They're tied with Michigan, the defending national champs. They're at plus 2,000. Then the Clemson Tigers drop. They're at plus 220. Then the last one in this particular list, can you guess who it is? What conference and what team?
FSU.
Absolutely. Florida State Seminoles out of the ACC, soon to be the Big Ten or the SEC. They're plus 250. What's crazy about this, January 9th, when they had the first betting, the first things to come out, on January 9th, it was Alabama at plus 550. The only school they were behind were the Georgia Bulldogs. At that time, Georgia was plus 350. Georgia's down to plus 300. Bama's up from 550 to a unbelievable plus 1,600. We'll see how it plays out. Alabama gets an opportunity to do some great things this year. You got everything in front of you. You get to play Georgia, the number 1 and the number 2 team. I think Ohio State's going to be number 1. Number 1 or number Georgia, you're going to be there, one of those 2 teams. But they get Georgia at home. They also get an opportunity to play at LSU November 9th, which is, I guess, the 4th best odds to win the national championship. So they get 2 of the top 4 teams right there. They play on their schedule. And then, of course, they do not play Texas this year or Ole Miss. But this year in the SEC is going to take the top 2 teams that play out the regular season. The top 2 teams will play. And, Brian, one of you guys know, because I don't, I think it's just the SEC teams. I don't think it's the other records. I guess they got it broke down by what's your SEC record, then they look at the overall record. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it. I have no idea. I would think they just take your record in the SEC.
Yeah, I think that's what they would do, but who knows the way they're doing it now.
I would imagine they do that, but they'll have 18 different tiebreakers built in.
If it's tied up, then they go look at the regular season.
Then there'll be... Yeah. So I guess they have divisions, so you wouldn't have that. It'd be probably common opponents or something.
The biggest game this year in college football they came out with is supposed to be Georgia, Texas, and that game's at Texas. We could see a repeat in that. We could see Georgia having to play Texas twice.
I think it goes head-to-head, then it goes home victories, away victories, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's like roll the dice.
All right, I wanted to get into this. This touches my heart.
Uh-oh.
And you guys give me some names if you'd like to, and I know we'll disagree on this.
Something to do with saving money.
No. Alabama's best short yardage running back in the history at the University of Alabama. Who would you select?
Sure.
Tony Nathan.
Well, it could be Johnny
Derrick
Musso.
Henry, Johnny Musso's a great one.
Short yardage. Mark Ingram never got knocked backwards. Dude always spun off and fall forward for 2 or 3 yards. I don't know. That's actually a really good question.
Glenn?
Short yardage.
Yeah.
It's either, I would say, Derrick Henry or Najee Harris.
If I was going to, Najee Harris is good, guys. He can catch, he can jump, he can run, he can do it, he can block. He was unbelievable. He was probably a Heisman winner. They just let him, but they threw the ball in the field. All right. I think you guys made some great points, but I will tell you about a young guy, a man that I have all the respect for in the world. He played 10 years in the NFL, won 2 Super Bowls. He played fullback in the NFL, so you didn't hear his name as much. He more or less blocked. His name is not Fowler. His name is Johnny Davis. He is the only running back in Alabama history, if this is the correct article, if they're correct on this, to never lose a yard or an inch at the University of Alabama.
How about that?
He was the wishbone fullback in the heyday, and when he was at Alabama, they were outstanding. 1977, they had a great team. He played there. We played high school football together at Lanier High School in Montgomery, Alabama. Coach Bryant came in. This is unbelievable. Coach Bryant comes in. Johnny's mother's there, and they're talking, and Mal Moore had been recruiting Johnny. And they're giving the spiel, trying to get him to come to Auburn, go to Alabama, because at one time they thought he might go to Auburn, might go to Tennessee. They didn't know. And Johnny Davis' mother looks at Coach Bryant and she goes, now, what's your job at Alabama? What do you do?
Yeah.
She didn't know who he was. Right. She didn't know he was the head coach. She asked him, said, what's your job? What do you do? And Mal Moore goes, well, he's the head football coach at Alabama. It's Coach Bryant. Unbelievable. But anyway, Johnny played the piano in church like you would not believe. He used to, I'll never forget Coach Joyner. Billy Joyner was our head football coach. We had a bad practice. I was a sophomore. Back then, Lanier went 10th grade, 11th, and 12th. Right. And we had a bad practice. He told Johnny to sit there. He made all of us get away from Johnny. And everybody's sitting there, and we're like, what's going on? And it was hot. It was miserable. We're not practicing very well. Nah, Johnny always practiced hard. I mean, he was a superstar, but he worked all the time. Mm-hmm. And he goes, that kid down there, you're tired, you're sore, you're not giving any effort today. I said, I'm ashamed of all of you. I said, that kid down there, you see how hard he works? Every day you ever see him loaf? You ever see him not go hard? And we're like, no, not really. He goes, you guys driving your cars up here, your buddies bring you, your parents bring you. He walks, talking how far, I forgot what he said, walks every day to practice. He walks to school every day, walks homes every day. He ain't got nothing. And he does, just on and on. And he was unbelievable, but he was very religious and he could play. They had him listed at 238 at Alabama, 6'1". No, not had him listed at 220, but he told me, he said, no, they always have us list lighter than what we are for whatever reason. Alabama players are always lighter in the program. He was 6'1", 238. This was back in the early 70s, and could run like a deer. He'd run over you. They used to bus us to Floyd, from Floyd Junior High to Lanier for spring football practice. They bust you into 3 schools that fed Lanier. You go in there, and I made the varsity that spring as an incoming ninth grade incoming sophomore. They had me at safety, and I'm showing out, and I was about this size, about this tall back then. And I said, I'm going to knock this guy on his butt. I ran up there, hit him everything I had, honest to God. He ran over me. I had a footprint in my chest. He made, that story you told about who hit you? Brian?
Oh, Willie Gaston.
Yeah, it was like that. Like, I don't know if I want to play this game anymore. He about killed me. But he is, if you ever want to go back and look at a man play football, go back and watch old highlights of Alabama back in the year. I think he played there, I want to say 74, 75, 76, 77. Go back and watch when Johnny Davis played, and you'll see how great he was. But he was the leading rusher, but he was a wishbone, a fullback. So you had four other guys run the ball in any given play. But Johnny Davis is Alabama's best ever short yardage. I say the best running back they ever had. I would go with Derrick Henry. I wouldn't want to tackle somebody that weighs 250 pounds. That's just me. Alabama Update's been brought to you by the one and only, the legendary Stevenson Air Conditioning. The guy is incredible. And I love it. I go walk every day, well, most days in Bay Point, and I see his truck out there all the time. I see it at my friend's house. They listen, and they go with Stevenson Air Conditioning because they know how good he is. I've never had anybody in Bay Point say, man, you screwed up. He's not that good. Everybody talks good about Stevenson Air Conditioning. They're outstanding. Don't go with anybody else. Stevenson Air Conditioning is who you want to go with. I'm telling you it right now. Got to go? I like that. That's stretch it out.
Just keep talking.
Just keep talking. I like that. Hey, J. Michael's Restaurant. Today is Wednesday. Brian's down there signing autographs with Donna. Glenn will not show up, but we will be there. Legendary J. Michael Spaghetti, only on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And again, I can't say enough good things about Chuck Tucker and South Oak Tile and Closing. They're number one that they do. Ask Beth, ask Mark. They're incredible. And Charlie Corn's Place. Oh, my goodness. Daily specials, but the weekend specials are outstanding. Friday night, fried fish, baked beans, cheese grits, or french fries, roll in a tea. Saturday night, fried shrimp, grilled shrimp, you pick. And then Sunday, the big one, fried chicken, mashed potatoes, green beans, cream corn, roll in a tea. The best country cooking you'll get anywhere. Charlie Corn Place on 15th Street. We'll be right back. Jamie Hale will be in the studio right with us, and she's going to be telling us what Hugh Freeze had to say. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Good afternoon to Coach Sam Pittman. Is this the first time you've been to the actual race?
When I was assistant in Tennessee in 2012, we went up there, but my seats were right by the outdoor porta potties, and this year the seats are going to be a little bit better, I think.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Wednesday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, some sun and a high of 82 with a moderate breeze out of the south at 14 miles per hour. For tonight, some clouds and a low near 77. Tomorrow, a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour, partly cloudy and a high around 83. For Friday, some clouds and possible thunderstorms and a high of 79. This weather forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Mid-South Lumber, where they treat you like family. Locally owned and serving the residents of Bay County for over 45 years. See Mid-South Lumber for all of your DIY projects, including windows, doors, siding, lumber, and millwork. Are you building a new home? Bring your contractor in to Mid-South Lumber and meet with a member of their sales team to discuss your framing, siding, windows, and doors. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City. 717 West 11th Street.
Here at Tracy's Fine Jewelry, we want to help you celebrate Mom this month. From mother's rings with her children's birthstones to unique one-of-a-kind pieces just like her. This month is meant to celebrate Mom. From our large selection of beautiful stackable bands to simple, elegant diamond necklaces that will bring a sparkle to her eye. This Mother's Day, show Mom how much you love her with a beautiful piece of jewelry that's as unique as she is. From Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Broadcasting live from the Redneck Riviera. It's the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey, Martha, Kenny, James Gualma, and you know James and Jenna just had their first grandchild. Beautiful baby.
You told me that Monday.
That's right. You were here, money. My bad.
Alzheimer's radio.
That's right.
Where you can listen to it over and over
Charters,
again.
yes, right. Charters.
Anyway, Auburn Update is brought to you by the legendary Beef Row Braised in Lynn Haven. Today is the day, Wednesday, 10 wings and a side for $9.99. You cannot beat it. Pat does such a wonderful job. Great crew that works over there. You walk in, there's TVs everywhere, but the way they treat you, they're so friendly. They smile, they're happy. Never a negative face. I love that, man.
When you come in, it's the cameras, it's not the TVs. They're watching you at all times.
Thank you, Glenn. All right, here we go. Let's get this interview in.
Okay.
If I can make this work.
Started last night with got to come up and spend some time with
this is Hugh Freeze
and some of the senior PGA guys that I've gotten to meet through the years, and some of the pastors over at Church of Highland. So it's been a good start, and then today's a packed day, and no better way to start it off than the mayor's prayer breakfast here, and anxious to see all the people here. And Birmingham's a great city, Hoover's a great city, and a lot of Auburn people there too, so that's always helpful. And we got a full day, and then an NIL event tonight for the Auburn folks, and then obviously Regions tomorrow, so it's a good 3 days.
Of course, I'm going to ask you football questions.
Yeah.
Just how much help did you guys get from the portal?
Well, we'll see. I think the ones that we got spring combined with the high school additions definitely improved us. The late additions that we just added, it's we haven't had them yet, but we feel good about them. And they added some quality depth to us, particularly in the D-line, where we added some quality players, we think. So hopefully, and a receiver. So we're cautiously optimistic about our additions.
How much more confidence do you have in Thorne compared to last fall to this fall?
I'm a believer in Peyton, obviously, and I know that quarterbacks they're either going to take praise or criticism, and it's nowhere in between. And he certainly has had his good and bad moments, but I do believe with better pieces around him that he has the ability to be a great leader and a really solid quarterback in this league. And I think he senses more of a cohesiveness in the staff and what we're trying to do that fits his skill set. So hopefully that will translate into him playing more confidently.
How much has Kent Austin helped with his development, you think?
Now, Kent, I think, is I get a lot of credit for the pass play of the quarterbacks, but truthfully, it really should go to him. I think he's the best quarterback coach that I've been around. He and Dan Werner both are as solid as they come, and I think he is really going to help that whole quarterback room in their development. He understands coverages and is able to teach in a unique way. So I think he's going to be very, very vital in how they play.
How dynamic could the tandem of Coleman and Lambert Smith be?
Well, we saw glimpses of Cam. Now, I'm very careful to say, he's just a freshman. And so I don't want expectations to overwhelm him or Perry Thompson, because Perry's going to get the same type of treatment. And that's really why we brought in a Dre, Lambert. So he's experienced. And now you have the combination of the really, really young, talented guys and an older guy or two that have played significant snaps to maybe help bridge that gap. Now, maybe they're ready. I've coached some good ones before, and Laquan Treadwell was ready as a freshman, and Dante Moncrief and A.J. Brown and some of those were able to handle that, and every sign indicates that Cam will be able to also, but it's good to have some maturity around him.
My last question, most important, how's your golf game heading into tomorrow?
I'm feeling better about it. We've gotten to play a little bit here recently, and as long as I can find the fairway, I think I can make a lot of pars. So my irons and putters and wedges are pretty good.
Anyone last year that you thought, man, I'm better than them at golf? Any other SEC coaches you're like, they're terrible at golf or good at golf or what?
I think I'm the best SEC coach in golf. I don't know. Kirby's pretty good, and I'm trying to think who else really plays much anymore. I don't think of a lot of the SEC guys that really love it. I truly love the game and want to play it a lot. And Kirby's pretty good too, though. I'd love to have a match with him, though.
Ask Kirby last.
And that is Jamie Hale with Coach Hugh Freeze yesterday up in Birmingham. And
she is so much better at that than you are.
She learned it from me. What are you talking about?
Low bar.
All right, we got to go, Crick. Anyway, that's pretty cool. Glenn, what do you got for us down at FSU?
Well, last night I have to say I was one of the ones on the baseball game last night. It got to be 6-3 going into about the 7th inning. I said I'm not going to watch this because they need to win this. Well, lo and behold, they came back. FSU baseball in 11 innings won it 7-6.
All right.
And so, depending on what poll you're looking at, they are number 5 in the Baseball America. They're number 8 in Division I. They're number 7 in USA Today, and also perfect pitch. They are 7, but they will play at Pittsburgh this coming weekend, Friday through Sunday. Also in softball, they will head tomorrow into the ACC softball tournament, that number 2 seed, because when they lost the 2 games to Syracuse, that made Duke pass them and become the number 1 seed. And they will play the winner tomorrow at 5:00, the winner of Notre Dame and University of North Carolina. And then that will be Saturday at 1:00 will be the championship game. Also, if you've watched FSU softball, Jasani Beecham, she is a freshman, and she played at Florida High, and she started as a 6th grader. So she is now up for the finalist in the FSU, in the softball, USA Softball Player of the Year. And if you've seen her play, she's fantastic. So now if we'll go to football real quick. Defensive back Omari Cooper, who transferred last year out to see the big Colorado, is now coming back home after 1 year. So you will see what goes on with that at Colorado last year. He played 37 total tackles, 5 deflected passes. And at Florida State, when he was here, he played in 20 games, and he started at 7. So hopefully he'll add more depth to defensive backs. And Omega Sports, not Omega, but O3 Sports, predicts FSU to land a number 5 offensive tackle, Josh Petty. So, they thought he was going to go to another school. We won't name that school.
Auburn.
But he is now, the crystal ball thing says he's almost 99% FSU.
They really try to get him.
Yep. So, and then FSU is slated to have a high number of 2025 recruits in and out the next 4 to 6 weeks, and so they'll be loaded with that. And then the Hall of Fame for FSU, LaMarcus Joyner and Quan Bolden were elected to the FSU Hall of Fame with some 5 other athletes. So that's about basically what's going on in softball. And also the golf is in the regionals. The girls golf's in the regionals, so we'll get ready for that. And then I always like to watch those on TV, the matches there. So that's FSU in a nutshell, and the track team's doing great. So.
Yeah, they have the latest from CBS ACC Power Rankings, and Florida State is number 1. FSU's number 1 coming out of spring. Clemson was number 2, and we all feel like that's going to be the championship game. They might have to play each other twice also next year. Right. Miami came. This surprised Miami is actually number 3. They've done a great job bringing in transfer players. They have.
Right.
Number 4 is the problem. They haven't developed anybody. Number 4 is NC State. Number 5, Virginia Tech. Number 6, Louisville. Number 7, SMU, the newest member of the ACC. And number 7, Cal came in number 8th. I can't believe Cal in the ACC.
Yep.
Georgia Tech. I said, watch out for Georgia Tech. They might surprise people this year. I think it's going to be better than what people think.
We'll find out in Ireland.
Yeah, I think they're going to be pretty good. The quarterback. Anyway, Georgia Tech is number 9. Number 10, Syracuse. Number 11, Mac Brown, North Carolina. Number 12, Duke. Number 13, Wake Forest. Number 14, Boston College. Number 15th, Pitt. Number 16th, Virginia. And who's number 17th? The new member. Can anybody out there guess?
Stanford.
You got it. Good job, Glenn. That's your top 17 teams in the ACC. Of course, they're going to lose 4 or 5 of them shortly.
I do
at
least 3 of them are going to go. We know for sure. So
anyway, I want to thank Beef Braised Lynn Haven for the Auburn update. Get to Pat's Place. Have a great meal today. Don't forget, every Wednesday, if you're in Lynn Haven or that part of the world, get over there to Lynn Haven today. Beef Braised Lynn Haven. Have a great meal. 10 wings and a side for $9.99. TVs everywhere. Great people. Great place. No doubt about that. And newbies, I want to thank John Sharp for the FSU update. Get out to Newbies, have a great time. And again, I'm going to tell you again, they take care of people so well. Bikers come down here all the time because of the way they're treated at Newbies. They had it set up everywhere you could see. They had things going on for the bikers, and people really enjoyed that. They love coming down to Newbies, having a great time. And don't forget, on Thursdays, they have bingo down there. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. You want to look better, feel better? Jason Kovaleski can make that happen for you. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli, 3 restaurants in one of Glenn's favorite places to go to get pizza, desserts. The Paradise Cake, unbelievable, the best I've ever had. But they got the carrot cake. They got everything down there. Go check it out. We think you'll really and truly enjoy it. They also have a little bar down there now that's pretty cool. Glenn, they got your seat, your stool, the manly stool.
The high chair.
The high chair.
The one with seat belts on it.
We'll be right back. Jamie, thank you for the Auburn update with Hugh Freeze. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Your attention, please. ESPN Northwest Florida reminds you it's the law. It's the law. When there's a double red flag, stay out of the water, stick your toes in the sand, grab a cold drink, and listen to live sports.
Swung on, miss, strike 3.
On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Double play!
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive a new 2024 Kia. You'll see why everyone is talking about Kia. The 2024 Kia will give you the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2024 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in a luxury sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Drive away today in a new 2024 Kia K5. Performance, power, and design built just for you. Discover the new Kia at Bill Bird Kia. Bill Bird Kia, the original home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you just like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty.
Are you feeling tired, weak, or maybe you feel old and cranky? If so, I have the answer. It's Max Fit Sports Nutrition with 2 locations, 23rd Street in the Coronado Plaza and in Pier Park North on Back Beach Road. Max Fit Sports Nutrition has nutritional products and professional dietary plans to get you moving in the right direction. So get off that couch and get to Max Fit Sports Nutrition now. Max Fit Sports Nutrition, where you can try it before you buy it.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Go nuts.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
When you got 90,000 people all chomping at the same time.
The Florida Gator Update with guest Mark McLeod. Insider information you can't get anywhere else. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Go Gators! Florida Update. We bring in the one, the only, Mark McLeod. Mark, how you doing, sir?
Doing well. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning to you. How's everything going over there in that beautiful town you live in?
Outstanding. Outstanding. Absolutely beautiful weather. Of course, it's getting pretty hot over here.
Did you hear about what happened down in Gainesville? Brian was just informing me that one of our very famous guy got upset at a pizza parlor.
That did not look good on Rick.
No, it did not.
Yeah. Glenn had told everybody earlier today that you were in there with him. I just don't believe you would hang out with that.
No. The last time I was anywhere with Ric Flair was probably on the Florida sidelines, and before that would have been Health World in Panama City.
Yeah.
I was talking to a buddy of mine, and we were in Health World one Saturday morning. Wasn't anybody in there. was a beautiful day. We just wanted to work out, but Ric Flair was in there with a young lady who we understand was his niece. But anyway, she was a very good, attractive young lady. But yeah, we talked to him for a little bit when he was in there, and then we scooted out. But memories. We see him in Health World a couple times. Apparently he likes Panama City.
He was on Panama City Beach, and Joey Pennis pulled him over. He was speeding and pulled him over, and Joey said he's great. I mean, they had a great talk. The guy was showing him this unbelievable. The guy's got a personality. There's no doubt about that. It's like Glenn. Women love him. Men want to be him. It's no difference.
No, man.
To be the man, you got to beat the man.
Yeah.
When he's not telling the truth, because his eyes are turning, what color? Brown.
Be nice. Nice.
So you're saying that statue still isn't under construction by Bay High School?
That's right. It's still not. Still not. Hey,
it's a surprise.
I was going to give you a warning. I was going to say nice things about Florida, but Dr. Ward just
oh my God,
he just toasted me the last minute of the segment. So I'm like, I'm in depression right now.
I can't wait to get to Jay Michaels and hear what that guy has to say about Dr. Ward today. Hey, Mark, let's get into baseball. Big win last night, 4-1 over South Florida. Now they're 25-23 overall. SEC 10-14. Brian made a good point this morning. Repeat what you said earlier today.
Well, it was just amazing. So the last four national champions from the SEC, you've got Vanderbilt, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and LSU. Of all of those, only Mississippi State currently has a winning record in the conference. Yeah. And Florida played for the national championship, and they have a losing record in the conference. It's just, it's an unbelievable baseball conference with how good everyone is. So
it really is. And man, it's brutal. And right now for Florida, the defense has been fine, really good. They've got the power numbers on the offense. They'd like to get a little more in the offense, but get a couple of other guys going. But boy, pitching, Friday night pitching and midweek pitching has just been a bear for them. And boy, Tennessee just hammered them on Sunday. So, they've been competitive. And, for the most part, they gave Vanderbilt a little bit of trouble there. Not a whole lot. They really did give Arkansas some trouble. And Tennessee, they got the 4-3 win on, in the first end of that doubleheader, or the second end of that doubleheader, I'm sorry. And then, but boy, the Vols just hammered them on Saturday afternoon, just absolutely blasted them.
Mark, looking at this, you've got Kentucky coming to town this weekend, just the top team in the conference, number 3 in the country. And then you've got a series against Georgia. Outside of just laying a huge egg going 0-6, I think Florida still gets into the NCAA tournament at this point. You may be different, but could they be the most dangerous 3 seed in regional history? Because this team is still very talented.
Yeah, they are, and the power thing is what gets everybody. Yeah. That if they get a home run, they get enough. They can put a bunch together and just absolutely hammer you because the offense is there for Florida for the most part. The defense is there. But, boy, if they could just get some more pitching together, and usually come tournament time, and we talk about this every year, you got 1 or 2 guys that if you're going to be a competitive team, you're going to have 1 or 2 guys that are going to step up and all of a sudden show some things that they didn't show during the regular season. So Kevin O'Sullivan is desperately hoping for that. But yeah, you're right. You got Kentucky. Look, the back end of the baseball schedule with Vanderbilt, Tennessee, Arkansas, Kentucky, top 5 teams outside of Vanderbilt, back to back is still not as difficult as the last 5 games of the football season upcoming, but still it's awfully tough. And Kentucky is really playing great baseball.
I listen to both of you talk about Florida baseball. If they got a losing record in the SEC, I know the schedule's difficult and everything like that, but when they get to Hoover, do they have to win at least 1 game to get in, or does it matter?
I think honestly, with the strength of schedule, if they can win a game or 2 against Kentucky, do some damage against Georgia. The RPI is good enough, Coach, to get them there.
See,
it would be ideal for them to win a game or two in the SEC tournament. It would be ideal for them to win the whole thing. But yeah, I think right now, as it stands for Florida, that RPI is in the 20s, and that's that's really stellar. But again, that's why you play a brutal schedule like Sullivan stacked up, and of course you're going to get that from the SEC portion anyway.
And Mark knows. Mark's seen the blueprint. It was just 2 years ago we saw this with Ole Miss losing a conference record, lost the one game they played in the SEC tournament. A lot of people thought they shouldn't have even got an NCAA regional bid.
That's right.
And then they win the national championship because they got hot. And Florida's got that kind of ability.
Years ago, Brian, to Virginia, remember?
That's right. Virginia did as well.
Wow.
Virginia was the last team in to the tournament, NCAA tournament, and they win the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Well, I tell you, the thing is, the difference between being in and hosting and have to travel is a little thing, too.
Oh, sure.
So.
Yeah. Big. And guys, Florida State did Florida a favor. I mean, Florida State right now, you can make the argument for a couple other teams, but right now, I don't think there's any question that Florida State is the hottest thing in college baseball because remember, before the season began, they were nowhere in the preseason poll.
That's right.
Nobody was talking about Florida State. There were polls that didn't even have Florida State in the top 25.
Yep.
There were 3 of them that I can think of. But you look at what they've done, and, yes, Florida's lost all 3 games to Florida State, but, hey, the Seminoles being top 5 in the Baseball America poll and top 8 in the D1 poll, and the year that they're having has actually helped Florida's RPI because they had them on the schedule for 3 games.
Right. And I was one of the ones last night when it was 6-3 going into the 7th. I just turned it off. I'm going, okay, they can't be afford to lose this. And I turned it back on and go, gosh, it's 11th inning and we win. I was like, holy smokes. So, yeah. Listen, like I said, I had some good things to say about Florida, but, Dr. Ward is not being fair and balanced. But yeah, I was going to say y'all picked up some pretty good guys in the football thing. The transfers, yeah. So
we have. Florida has. And look, guys, getting Jason Zandamela was huge for the Gators. 24/7 has him as the best interior offensive lineman in the transfer portal for 2024. I think On3 has him as the second best. But here's a guy that played center in high school, played some guard. He's been out Southern Cal. He was a freshman out there last year. Didn't do anything really out there. But they feel like, at 6'3", 310, he's ready to come in and compete, And look, everybody wants a guy that can play center and guard and has done it. And that's going to help Florida because I think he's going to not only push Damian George, but I got to believe if he's really as good as they say he is, maybe not even push him, but at some point take the starting job next year and run with it.
Yeah, you made a great point right there, and I heard Saban say this before too, that they want to sign people. They want to bring people that can play multiple positions, especially across the offensive line. Because right now, you're not going to have the depth you've had. No one's going to have the players, the backups as good as they've been in the past. Because people can transfer out and go play somewhere else. They don't want to sit on the bench. They want to go play now. So the depth throughout the country is not going to be as strong as it's been. And you're talking about a kid that can play center and guard. That's big time if you can do that. I know Alabama's got an issue now with their offensive line. They're trying to get, I think, a couple more guys. But talk about that, Mark, is how deep. They can't be that deep on the offensive line at Florida.
I tell you what, he's done a pretty good job. Their depth. The big problem for Florida last year was center, where your guy was injured, so you end up bringing in a young guy. The good thing about that is that you got your young guy a lot of experience. So now coming back this year, Jake Slaughter out of Ocala, Florida, played for John Brantley down at Trinity Catholic, is thought to be the guy. And Roderick Kearney, who remember was committed to Florida State, he flipped. Napier flipped him. He's that kid out of Jacksonville at Florida, ends up going to Florida. He's a redshirt freshman now. He's competing in there and sticking his nose in there. He's also playing guard a bit. And Nyjah Harris, the All-American out of IMG Academy, is going to be the starter at left guard. So, you got Damian George at right guard. I'm just not sold on him, and Coach.
Yeah.
And you know this. You're an Alabama guy. You know Saban and company told him you're not a tackle. You want to be a tackle. He played tackle last year at Florida on the right side, and it wasn't very good. So, getting this kid is enormous for Florida, and it does shore up a little bit of the depth issue because also Christian Williams, a kid they have who's now a redshirt sophomore, that they really like, is sticking his nose in there too. So getting Zandamela not only helps with the depth issue, but it helps give you a guy, as we were talking about at center, another head to stick in there at center. And Florida, we know, did the work getting Brandon Crenshaw Dixon. He's going to be the starter at right tackle, a kid who was awfully good last year, hit the transfer portal, and the Gators got him now. And, of course, getting Devon Manuel at left tackle from Arkansas to compete with Austin Barber. So it is better at Florida. It's not ideal, that's for sure. But, good Lord, Florida needed some help, and they desperately needed help at tackle and needed some help at center, and now they've got that.
Mark, we're going to hold you over. We've got Mark McLeod with us talking about the Florida Gators. We get back, we're going to ask him what we asked Dr. Ward, and Dr. Ward had Glenn load his gun up. So we'll get with that. But right now, I do want to remind all of you, Wednesday's a special day throughout Bay County, especially at J. Michael's Restaurant, world famous J. Michael's Spaghetti. You're over in Lynn Haven, you got to get the beef braised out there. They got their 10 wings and a side for $9.99. Can't beat these deals. Go check them out. We think you'll love them. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
America's team plays here.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That's number 10.
The Atlanta Braves on ESPN Northwest Florida. Charlie Morton, Max Fried, and Chris Sale lead the Braves' dominant pitching rotation.
That's 18 up, 18 down.
Sponsored by Panama City Toyota, LS Agency Insurance, Bestway Portable Buildings, PCB Hobby, and ESPN Northwest Florida.
Got him swinging, strike 3.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Wednesday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, some sun and a high of 82 with a moderate breeze out of the south at 14 miles per hour. For tonight, some clouds and a low near 77. Tomorrow, a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour, partly cloudy and a high around 83. For Friday, some clouds and possible thunderstorms and a high of 79. This weather forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hello, this is Rick Vossen with RV of Panama City, your local Stormore portable building dealer, located at 2241 East Baldwin Road. Shopping for a garage, portable building, cabin? We build them anywhere from 8 to 16 foot wide, 10 feet to 60 feet long. We can do insulation, electricity, transom dormers, thermal windows. Come, let's customize a building together. Rick Vossen, Stormore Portable Building Dealer, Panama City.
In the jewelry business, there is no substitute for experience. David Adamson has over 46 years of experience, 32 of those in Lynn Haven. Designing and creating fine jewelry is more than a job for David, it's a joy. If you're looking for a spectacular jewelry design that says you, or perhaps you need your jewelry repaired, look no further than David Adamson Designer Jewelry. All work is done in-house and always to your complete satisfaction. Stop in today at David Adamson Designer Jewelry, 830 Ohio Avenue in Lynn Haven. They're on Facebook and at pcjeweler.com.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michaels studio.
Boss, I got good news and bad news. What's the bad news? Your hat's on fire.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good job, Dave Wildcat. Excellent as always. If you get on the boat, make sure you got Wildcat with you, or don't get on it.
Or you got
Cito. Hey, I got to give a shout out to Scott Shepard. Happy birthday, Scott. I think he's 70. I want to say 72.
But he's old.
Yeah, happy birthday, Scott Shepard. He coached,
Scott.
He coached 1990 with me down in Cape Coral, and then he came up here in 2001 or 2002, a couple of years after.
Space Odyssey, yeah.
Been here ever since. Thank you, Glenn. Let's bring back the man, the myth, the legend, Mark McLeod. Mark, what else, Florida? What other issues we got to deal with? How's Napier doing? What any other death? I think we need backups across the board. You got any more on that?
Yeah, well, the one guy they got coming in this week is the top wide receiver in the portal, Elijah Badger, a kid out of Arizona State. He's a 6 foot, 195-pound junior, redshirt junior, I should say. 142 receptions for 1,600-plus yards and 10 touchdowns in his career at ASU. 11 rushes for 111 yards and 3 touchdowns. So he can do a little bit of it for you. The big plus for Florida, of course, Ricky Pearsall, coming from Arizona State to Florida and being drafted in the first round by the 49ers. That's got to help.
Yeah.
But as I understand it, it's going to be one of the recruiting guys that I emailed a couple days ago told me, look out for Arizona in this, which drives me crazy, guys. I mean, how do you go from Arizona to Arizona State to Arizona?
Right.
like going from Florida State to Miami or Florida to Miami. Good grief. But they really need him, guys, because the depth at wide receiver is not good. You've got some experience there, but you've got guys that haven't seen the playing field because they haven't been able to crack the lineup. And those are guys you may want to see hit the transfer portal and go elsewhere, but those are the guys who are the backups at Florida right now. The top line guys at Florida, the starters, you feel pretty good about, but beyond that, you really don't. And the other areas at Florida where I think Napier, and I think this is big for 2024, especially with this schedule the way it is, 4 of the Gators' starting 5 offensive linemen right now are playing their 4th year of college football.
Wow.
That's big help.
That's big.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
That's pretty big. And then you look at the other guys they've added, the freshmen who are growing up, and we know he's recruited pretty well at Florida. He really has done a much better job than Mullen. So that's big. And then when you look at the defensive side of things, I thought was fantastic because 4 of the top 5 defensive tackles also have played at least 4 years of college football. So that's big. And Florida has 2 young guys. Remember, they got the kid from Texas that Texas got last year and was a freshman over there. He's now in Gainesville for his 2nd year of college football. He's awfully good. So he's going to add some depth. And, oh, by the way, you got McCray, who L.J. McCray was named last year at Daytona Beach, Mainland, the National Defensive Lineman of the Year by one publication, All-American. He's going to be challenging on that defensive front for the Gators too. So you've got you look at 2 positions of real need because Florida needed to be. The thing they haven't done under the last couple of years of Mullen, they haven't done under the first 2 years of Napier, is win the line of scrimmage. And now you've got guys who they feel are capable of winning the line of scrimmage. Now they needed, there were some guys they needed to lose in the transfer portal, certainly from that secondary. And they did.
Yeah.
But they brought in 3 guys from Asa Turner from Washington. You bring in the Bridges from Oregon, and you bring in the kid from Tulane, and they feel awfully good about those 3 guys. So some good news for Florida, and you return your kickers. Trace Mack, your place kicker, Jeremy Crawshaw, your punter. Those guys played awfully well last year. They're back. Starting quarterback Graham Mertz is back. So there are a lot of pluses for Florida. But again, you go back to the schedule and how brutal it is. It's important for Florida to get off to a fast start. We know Miami has really worked the transfer portal very well over the past few weeks.
Mark, you mentioned a receiver there. I know a lot of people are looking. I think Alabama's going after that same kid. He's evidently a really good ball player, the receiver.
Yeah. Washington. He's been to Washington already, Coach.
Yeah.
Elijah Badger. Arizona is thought to be the leader, and now Florida. He's coming in Florida this week. It's a good point. I wonder if he's going to go to Alabama or Georgia because, the former quarterback at Arizona State, the kid Rashada, throwing him all the passes last year, is now at Georgia.
Georgia, yeah. Getting to Georgia, I want to get in this real quick before we get you out of here today. I think it was CBS, somebody writes for them. They came up with the 10 best jobs in college football, and what Dr. Ward was getting into about the Florida job was not in the top 10. Actually, here are your top. I'm going to go real quick, then I want to get the FSU and Florida deal. Number 1 best job in college football right now is Georgia. Texas is number 2. 3 was Ohio State. 4, surprised me, LSU. Bama at one time was number 1, has dropped to number 5. Oregon, number 6, I'm not sure about that one. 7, Oklahoma. 8 was FSU. 9 was Michigan. Texas A&M was 10th. Here's your honorable mentions. Notre Dame, Florida, Tennessee, Auburn, Clemson, USC, and Penn State. What do you think? Let's just look at Florida as an honorable mention. but they did make the list, but they're honorable mention. And Florida State at the best 8th job in all of college football. Well, Dr. Ward pointed out some things that were correct. The stadium, there's a lot bigger stadium in Gainesville. He talked about the conference. SEC is the best conference in college football, a lot more money than the ACC. What's your take on that? I know you're a Gator guy, but do you think Florida's overall a better job than Florida State?
I like the Florida job. Hey, Florida's the Harvard of the South, right?
They're tied with Southern Miss. Yeah.
Florida doesn't babysit kids when they want to camp out and protest. Florida takes care of that business. So,
there you go.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Gotta like some of that. And look, the facilities are now in place, have been in place. The problem at Florida right now is they've got to do a better job getting NIL money. And I think they've done a little better job, but guys, it's got to get a lot better. Yeah. And, I think that is the one area. And then, of course, there's the lack of trust with Napier. And is he going to be around next year? That's a big hit for the Gators, too, where Norvell has done a fabulous job at Florida State and turning that program around. Because, guys, remember, like 3 years ago, Florida State wouldn't have been in that top 10. They wouldn't have been in the honorable mentions. They wouldn't have been anywhere, because Jimbo complained about facilities on his way out. The ACC is a mess with the money and everything going on. Not making the money the SEC and the Big Ten are making. And then, the program had just gone downhill. So, but that's what it takes is a good coach and staff and a good plan to get in there and turn things around. And, Norvell started it with a transfer portal, and now he's recruiting awfully well for the Seminoles. Yeah,
you as a head coach, you want to go where you can, obviously money is important. You want to make a lot of money, but you got to go where you can win. The number one thing as a coach, can we win there? And you can win at FSU. I think that's the biggest draw to FSU. You can win there. SEC's brutal. ACC's easier. It's just a fact. Money, power, recruiting, development of players, facilities, all those things play into it. And I kind of agree. The Georgia job and Texas job would be my top two schools, top two programs. Georgia, because the high school coaches there, everybody in the Southeast is moving to Georgia because of what they pay, and they got great facilities there. And you only have Georgia. I mean, Georgia Tech is not Georgia anymore. Like Florida State, Florida, Miami, you got three big teams. You got and more than that. Texas is the only negative about Texas. You have other schools in Texas also. But the high school football in Texas is unbelievable. The amount of money you have in Texas is second to none. Facilities are great. So what's your top job right now? If you were a coach, would you go to Alabama? Would you go to Georgia, Texas, Ohio State, Florida, Oklahoma? Where would you go?
Well, I don't understand why does Bama drop to 5 just because Saban left?
That's what Alabama was the best job in all of college. I'm telling you, Urban Meyer said it. You have more control, more power if you win at Alabama than any other job in college football. We got 30 seconds. Right. 30 seconds.
That's exactly right. Why does it matter when a coach leaves, or why does it matter when a program's a little down like Florida has been? You still have the facilities. You have the kids in state. You better believe you do.
Mark,
if you're Alabama, you walk in any living room and you're fine. You're set.
Mark, thank you so much for coming on. We'll talk to you next Wednesday. And we are out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida is celebrating our 7-year anniversary on June 26th.
Gotta be a curtain call right here.
You made us the #1 destination on the Panhandle for live and local sports talk, high school, college football, the NFL, and the Atlanta Braves.
Way on back it goes, that's torched.
And to thank you for helping us reach this milestone, we're giving away more tickets to the Atlanta Braves this season than ever before. Keep listening for details from ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is